welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. I have a special guest. Many of y'all know him from Chasing LA. And I've actually deemed King, the breakout star of Chasing LA. That's what I deemed.
Okay, on period. What's good, everybody? It's the official King Pain, all the way from the home of the lituation. How
So
are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing being on this show? How are you feeling? How are you doing?
Everything is everything. You see me on there?
Okay. All right. Can y'all? Oh, they said something with the sound. Can y'all hear us? Are we
Can
good?
y'all hear us? Is the sound good? Is the
And
sound good?
you got a fan on? Oh, they said it sound.
I do.
Oh, they said it sound is much better. Okay. All right. And we having a little technical difficulties, but we good. I want to say this. How are you feeling being on this show, Chasing LA?
Chasing LA is everything.
Okay.
Everything is everything. I'm loving it.
Now, when you did the show, I got to be honest with you, King Payne. You came there acting a plump fool. You
You
get
think?
all the extra antics, all the extra stuff. But I want to say this: why did you do all that on the show? Because you don't do that on your YouTube channel like that. Now you do have the fan, you have the broom, you have all that, but you don't give all that on your YouTube. Why did you do that on Chasing LA?
Um, See what happened is a pussy hole tried me, and I had to let that girl know that ain't no pussy over here,
But
and
King,
that's just on period.
do you do that a lot at dinner and show up with a fan? I want to know. Do you go into the restaurant, bring a broom and a fan, and just do this all the time, or is that just your part of your image where you just do it for the camera?
No, I do it. I do it. Like, the cameras do not have to be around. If I feel like bringing a fan out, I'm gonna bring a fan out. You know what I'm saying? I don't really bring out the broom or the duster, but I bring the fan out. Like, I bring the fans out. I got a lot of fans. Okay.
Tell us. I want to ask you this because I was surprised to see you on Chasing LA because you're not from Los Angeles. You're in the outskirts. You don't live in LA at the time, so I was shocked. So tell us, how did you get on this show?
Yes. Well, let me just start off by saying my dad's side of the family is from LA.
Okay.
Okay. And I did reside out there for a moment. Okay. But I always wanted to live out there as an adult. I just never had a reason. Okay. One of my subscribers told me about Chasing LA. I had never heard about it. I had never watched the show. Didn't even know about the other cities. Um, but I filled out the application and they responded. So when they responded, I like binge watched everything. Okay, I found out everything about everybody. Okay, and I really, really, really love the Atlanta brand. Like it's just like that would really make me want to be a part of it. I thought, oh yeah, Atlanta is popping. Okay. I'm like, I hope I do get selected. So I went to about two, maybe three auditions because one of them got canceled at the last minute. And then, I got the call back and I was like, hey, so it's time for me to start looking for places. So I went out to LA and I started looking for places. It was all God because I got approved for the first place I applied for, and um, I had just guessed the moving date. I was like, oh, I want to move in October. I want to move October, and I moved in October 1st, and we literally start filming October 5th. So I was like, okay, look at God, look at God.
Okay. Now we gotta bring this up because Iyanla Van Zant threw some major shade at you. Said that the show did not want you; they wanted your friend Armon. How did that make you feel? Because she brought it up. How did that make you feel? How did you take that? What was your headspace when she said that?
So after the show, when she had initially said that, I went and took a peek at her live because she immediately went live, which led me to believe, okay, she's looking for a moment. You know what I'm saying? So I hit her up in her live. I'm like, girl, what's tea? She was like, oh, Official King Pain, don't come for me, Official King Pain. I am the voice of chasing reality. I know the ins and outs and everything. So with that being said, I urge, was it Iyala, Imani, or something? I urge her to pull out the receipts, okay? Show me that someone reached out to Armon. Show me that Armon even applied. You know what I'm saying? Where's this interview footage?
So that was just that's a good point, because I didn't see
Where are the receipts?
So
where are the receipts? See, Armon never applied for me to be a backup or secondary or nothing like that. So she making like they had an option. Like, girl, prove it.
So did you call her and like DM her that? Did you try to?
No, I said it to her. Well, no. I haven't tried to DM her. She actually DM'd me to set up an interview. But something happened, and she said that she has to run my queue first, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But my whole thing is, as an executive producer of the show, you would have received an application, you would have seen an interview, you approve every episode before the episodes come out.
I want to ask you this, though. And that's a good point, because she works with the show and stuff like that. But it's a roast that people give. When they see you come, they always mention your friend. He was on the show. Did you make that decision to say, hey, you come on the show, that's your friend? Or he made that suggestion because, let take us there. Because, I came on the show and y'all talked. So how did that come out? How did that come to be?
I mean, it was always up in the air. That's my friend. So, if I bring anybody on the show, of course it's going to be Armon. It's like because when they first hit me up about the show, it's like, girl, when they hit me up and they be like, girl, bring your friends out or do this, you know what I mean? You're going to be the first person I bring out. So, yeah, I bring Armon. You're going to see Armon on the show, as well as my sisters. And some of my friends I went to school with. You know what I'm saying? I brought the girls out. I was like, Greg, period. Yeah, and it's going to be lit. So you just got to stay tuned to see who all I brought.
I admire this about you, that even with your relationship, you say, this is my friend. This is not about YouTube. So I want to ask you a question. Do you want to be a YouTuber? Because you say you got all these businesses, but let's get into YouTube. Do you want to be successful on YouTube?
Absolutely. I think that, I'm doing okay on YouTube. Could I do better? Absolutely. I think all of us could. I don't think nobody is really bridging that gap right now to being a really, really successful YouTuber. But absolutely, would I like to make more money on YouTube? Absolutely. Who doesn't?
When people bring it up and they bring up criticism and they say, Armon should help get you to this moment, how do you take that? Because even I was critical in saying those things, but I'm not the only one. Everybody used that to come at you. How do you take that? I just want to know where your headspace with that.
When we first got onto the YouTube and this YouTube atmosphere, me and Armon had the understanding that we're gonna, put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't gonna let like YouTube or, the celebrity or any of this get in between the friendship. Like, I've always wanted to be, wanted to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want the handouts because, when you get to a certain level, people are going to say, I did this for you, and vice versa. And, it is what it is. Like, If he ever shares my content, it's his decision. Like I'm never asked or anything like that, and vice versa.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you said that. When I look at you on Chase LA, I got to say when they said you look like Missy Elliott. Do you take that as a read? Because I took that as a compliment. Because Missy Elliott is a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? And Missy
It
Elliott
wasn't.
character. So how did you take it when he said that you look like Missy Elliott? Boop 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 boop. How did you take that?
It wasn't the Missy Elliott comment. It was everything after that. He wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it wasn't a compliment because everybody, including myself, took it as like a compliment, like, oh, I'm super duper fly. You know what I'm saying? But then he was like, oh no, I'm talking about the trash of it all. Like it's the trash for me. And he was being really nasty that night, and he was being very salacious that night, saying all kind of things about my skin color and my skin tone, sounding very, colorist or self-hating. You'll see in the clip, okay, that I called him a self-hating Negro. I said that you sound very self-hating, self-doubting, because he kept on saying things about my black ass and my black ass this and my black ass that. I was like, girl, in my head, I'm saying, you're just as black as me. Never did I insult his skin color. Everybody on YouTube knows that I'm pro-black, okay? And I believe all shades are beautiful, no matter how light you are, how dark you are. I urge the Chasing Reality brand, the producers, whoever, pull the footage of me calling him a black ass anything. I never once called Andre black ass anything. And I don't like how they're trying to do this damage control or whatever because they're trying to save Quan from looking like a colorist, okay? That's what they're doing, trying to say, oh, they both were calling each other black that night, so why can't Quan say that they're black? They're both black and ugly. You know what I'm saying? That's what was said. I'm just here clearing my name. I never called that boy black anything. And if you go back and watch episode 1, you'll clearly hear me say you're giving me self-doubting, self-hating. And I was fanning myself. Because he was giving a lot.
You were giving a lot too. Let's just be crystal clear. You were giving a lot too on the show.
How so?
You would come with the fan. You disrespected Hershey and said, oh, I've heard that drag queens don't make that much money. You were really coming in but you apologized. But what made you just
back up. Because drag queens don't make that much money. Some of them do. Okay, everybody want to talk about RuPaul. Yes, RuPaul makes money. Who else?
It's plenty. It's plenty people on RuPaul Drag Race that makes money, and it's plenty drag queens.
Because of RuPaul. So, in order to make money as a drag queen, you got to go through RuPaul. No, is that what you're saying?
No. I've been around drag queens in Chicago. They make money. I've been around drag queens for a long time too. I used to do the promo. I used to record the Dragalicious showcases here in San Francisco. So I've seen the money hit the floor, and I've also worked at the strip club with the dancers, recorded the promo videos, at the photo shoots, and the money is different. That's all I'm saying. And we live in LA. LA is very expensive. See, what they cut out from the conversation is before I asked her that question, I was asking her about her work, and I was asking her if she had any other sources of income. And she said, no, all I do is drag. So I was surprised. I was like, girl, I didn't know they made that much money. That's what it was, a question. I asked her a question, and she answered it with no. I won't say that we make a lot, because I asked her, do you make a lot of money? What she said is that we make cute coins. But you apologized. You said you saw when she was picking up the money. And you came.
No. The apology wasn't because of the money. The apology was because of her talent. Hershey is very talented, a phenomenal talent. And if there's anyone that can make it as a drag queen, Hershey definitely is that girl. Hershey is that girl. When I say Hershey is that girl, she's that girl. Okay, but that's not to say that all of the girls got it. I've been to many drag shows.
I hear you, and I want to get into your business. You are a business owner. I don't see a lot of this showcased on your YouTube, so I was very surprised when you say that you do dreadlocks, that you have a line of something with the hair care line. So you do a lot. Let's talk about your and that you're opening up a business called the Lituation Room. So how?
Yes.
So what do you do with this campaign? Do you make money in your real life?
Absolutely. So I'm an entrepreneur, okay? But my main source of income is, I would say, hair right now. But I'm branching off into many different atmospheres. You know what I'm saying? I'm an investor. I invest in businesses. I get the money off the floor. They say in order to be a millionaire, you have to have many sources of income. So right now, I would say that I have close to 10. So I'm not gonna list them all, but I'll tell you about some of my businesses. Okay. So I just opened up my lounge called the Lituation Room. Okay, it's cool. You guys can check out my Instagram. I actually have an Instagram for the Lituation Room. You can look it up, the Lituation Room on Instagram. It's just a lounge. It's an event space. You can throw parties here. We can have movie nights, karaoke nights, sip and paints, all kinds of things. So dinners, birthday parties. That's what I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to get into that. And then I also, I'm a licensed barber and a dreadlock specialist. And I also have my own hair products line, a 7 product hair line. I have my own shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers, pomades, edge controls, twist and lock. Like I've been doing it. On top of that, I'm also very much so into the music. You guys know I'm a verified artist, and I've been working with artists for years. Most of them call me a manager. Some of them call me a life coach, but it's more of like a guidance type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not paying me per se. Like they give me money. Like we have things we work it out. Like
Is any
it
of
it
those
all it all it all works together.
if any of those artists you work with
Huh?
famous? Is any of them famous or got BET awards, Billboard awards? Do you have anybody that's actually got any type of clout, like Salty Santana clout or
Us?
Lil Nas X clout?
So I have a feature. I have a feature, and a lot of people was confused because they thought I was saying 3 different artists, but it was actually one artist. So I have a feature with SOBRBE Sneak. That's one person. Okay, I have a feature with Sneak. We have this song called 10 on Me. Look out, it coming out soon. Okay, on my EP coming out this summer. Right now I'm working on the title of the EP, but I'm thinking about calling it Kingdom. Okay, so I don't know, but I do that. That's the biggest feature that I have right now. Okay, under my belt. I'm working on some other features with Little Blood and what is this boy name? I always forget this boy name. I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah, I got some big features. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I've been producing for so long. I have connections. You know what I'm saying? So and I have a manager. I also have a manager. You're gonna see my manager on the show as well. And this is my manager for music. So yeah, I have a music manager.
I, I see also that you do collaborations on YouTube. The Gentleman's Panel. I was shocked
Yes.
because your friend called the beef sector the Section 8 sector, but I was shocked to see you in that sector. So how did that come about collaborating with Jay Wilson on the Gentleman's Panel?
Girl, I love Section 8. Okay. I'm finna go. Just joking. No, girl, that stuff, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have thick skin to be on these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? And what's wrong with a little Section 8? Okay?
Section 8 is good.
What's wrong with a little Section 8?
Section 8 is good.
Okay, on period.
Now,
Girl.
we got to get into the elephant in the room with you and I. I would tell you, I have been so critical of you. And let me tell you why. It's because I'm a comedian and you just do a lot of funny stuff, and I was using that. And me and your friend, we fell out, and I was using you as okay. Let me come at him, hit his friend, and all that, and and we got into a beef. So let's talk about that.
Let's
Uh,
talk about it.
you started a series on me, and you said a lot of things. I want to go down the list. You said that I was a racist. You said that I was
Ah, well, hold on. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear, okay? What happened was, no, as far as the allegations are concerned, what happened was there was victims, okay, that reached out to me. I never said anything that wasn't said to me. These are the stories of those guys
and when you said
who
victims,
spoke out against
the
you.
persons that you brought up, we collaborate on the project. And my thing is this: if you're gonna do a story, call me and get my side of the story because I would have gave you DM
Oh, but you didn't block me on everything.
because you didn't do your business right. If you're gonna report on a story, call me. I'm a part of the story before
I
you
definitely asked you. I
Wiley,
definitely asked you to come on.
before you go.
I did ask you to come on.
When I was looking at it, before you go public, call me and let me know. Hey, these allegations that come. I get DMs about other bloggers and allegations all the time. But before I go live, let me call and say, boo 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 boo. What about these allegations? Now, when the one particular person you brought on there, he came on our show. He brought liquor. And he spun the whole story. And I have DMs that I sent Markel to tell him that, hey, this guy is drunk. And I sent him an Uber. He went on. He went live talking about someone changed numbers and all this stuff. And y'all just ran with the story. And he never said I touched him inappropriately. He just got on the live and spin a story. And you spin a narrative and gave that story legs. And I was like, wow, this is weird. This is something different.
I gave the victim a voice. What I did was I gave the victim a voice because it was inboxed to me. Okay, somebody inboxed it to me, and when I went to go see it, the story didn't even. It was like at 5 views. So I was like, what? What is he talking about? Wiley? Like this Wiley right here? You know what I'm saying? This is just after you had made up some shit about me. Or I went live and said something. I was like, girl, like, girl. Okay, I want to get his ass. So, I pondered on the receipt for a minute. I was like, how am I going to take this? How am I going to turn this into content? So, when I was a kid, I used to watch this thing called Surviving a Predator or whatever. So I was like, girl, this is giving me like surviving vibes, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, it was like, girl, surviving Wiley. Okay, on period. So it's just something that happened, and now everybody is making surviving series. I don't know what it is.
And for me personally, I knew that you was doing it for a platform, and I didn't really get that upset about it. But I said for the people, they were saying all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, these are serious allegations. This is not just YouTube, because typically you can lose sponsors and all of this. But I would tell you this: I get rumors about other YouTubers that I beef with. They send me stuff all the time. I don't run on them type of stories because you have to be very careful. It is a situation going on with Dr. Larry Reed. People just
In
make
my defense,
stuff, and before you talk to Dr. Larry Reed, they are just telling this story. And I'm like, y'all got to be careful with these allegations. In the gay community, we already got it bad. We gay, we black. And so, and then when we come around talking about rape and this one did this sexual, we're playing into this narrative that gay people are predators. We play into that
well,
narrative.
in my defense, I use a lot of things that you said out of your own mouth about being manic, bipolar, frustrated, catfishing, and all the stuff. I use clips from that you put out. I use information that you put out mixed with information that people were sending in, and I reached out to these people, and they said that this. I brought Andrew Baxter onto the show live, and
Andrew
he
Baxter,
said those things.
I tell you this, I never met Andrew Baxter.
So what is he talking about?
No, I'm just being honest with you. You brought somebody on the live that we had an interview. And see again, if you would have called me, let me give you the tea. Andrew Baxter was a person that I interviewed, and he started to cry because I pressured him on his drug usage. So we never met. Then another person, now I admit, I came out because no one could tell me about my teeth. I came out and said to the people that I had catfish. I don't run for that. But I never ever raped someone, took advantage of someone. I just said catfish. You just
No,
put
no, no, no. I never said that you raped someone. I said there is allegations. Okay. Allegedly.
to that.
Okay. And then there's supposed to be this protective order. Okay. And I just feel like if there's a protective order and the things that are being said are not true, if it were me, I would just pull up the protective order and prove to the whole world that these hoes over there is lying.
Can I tell you about the protective order? And that's again, you guys, and I tell this story, and I wish that you would have listened. And the thing about it is, your friend was a part of some of this stuff, so you don't know all the details. And we're working on the documentaries to put it out. But I wasn't going to rush and put out things just to say, okay, this is wrong. No, I'm gonna make a coin out of it since people are so interested in my family's life. I'll say, let's just make this a documentary. But if you with this order of protection, what I would tell you, it was all because I was difficult. I was cussing. I was manic, and they did not want me in a home anymore. And
what about the weed?
I had to, no, I'm telling you again, I'm going
you
back.
Smoking weed in the house?
No, never was smoking weed in the house. The difference, the thing about it is, the order of protection was, okay, Marquise, you're cussing and all of this. You can't be in this house anymore. We want you to leave. They couldn't find a way for me to leave because legally you can't, you have to evict me. So they thought about it. They said, hey, let's do an order of protection. So that's the easiest way to get them out the house. And that's just how it happened. But I would tell you from that moment.
Because you was cussing?
Yes, I was cussing hard. I was cussing out the pastor. I was cussing
and you couldn't just stop cussing. So you got put all the way out of your house.
The part that now I can just tell you I was very manic, wasn't sleeping, and I was very belligerent. Everybody was getting cussed out, and I was really, really loud. Okay. And so, and then of course it was like other issues that I felt as though like my grandmother should get better treatment. And I felt like her kids wasn't there for her because we were trying to remodel the house. Her children wasn't there. So
no, I thought you was remodeling the house by yourself.
Right. And I wasn't getting any help from her children. And a lot of this stuff.
But the children wasn't there. It was you and your grandma by yourself.
It's me, my grandmother, and my sister. We lived together.
Okay.
The children didn't live with us. They did. But when it was time for order of protection, they all came over. And I'm like, y'all don't want to do this. And I was just cussing everybody. I was so pissed. But I would tell you this, King Payne, you didn't know all the details. So that's why I wasn't angry and upset, because you didn't know all the facts. You didn't pull up no order of protection, no court records. You were just pulling up some girls that want a little fame. And to this day, they still ain't got no clout, no platform, and no views.
I don't have you are correct. I don't have the order of protection, but I do have the court records, but I just didn't pick them out.
And they don't have to say nothing about no rape. Though. You know what I'm saying? If you had court records, it don't say nothing like that. It was literally.
It was something to the effect about smoking weed in the house or smoking large quantities of weed.
It was nothing about that. You have the wrong court records, baby.
Yeah, you got the wrong court records. Okay.
It was nothing about no weed. And then I don't know if that was you that said that I had court records of stealing a car. And that I stole a car and I went to jail for. I'm like, no, that's not why I went to jail for stealing no car. Went to jail because of public damage of the library, which we paid off all of the $14,000, $15,000, and we paid it off very early thanks to the support of this show. So I just wanted to. I just feel like you were upset. I feel as though you didn't like me talking about you on the platform. You wanted for a clapback, and I get it and I understand it. I think we could be at a better place if we just talk to each other, because you seem to me as a nice guy. I think after the answers, when you get on the phone, you're very professional. I'm like, is this the same King Payne that was dragging my ass all over YouTube?
It's business, baby. It's business. You know what this business gives. You throw rocks, we throw rocks. We can throw rocks all day. If you want to throw rocks, let's throw rocks, girl.
I understand that, and I feel as though that we never talked, we never had a conversation. I wasn't friends with you, I was friends with your other friend, but let me be crystal clear. I never.
But you always had something to say about me, though. You always had something to say about me Why was that? Why you always was talking about me? Like I never said nothing about you. And you get on the phone with him after we went live, like, oh, I just don't see it for your friend. Do you see it for me now?
I see it for you on the show. I just feel like YouTube wasn't your thing. I feel like you wasn't interested in YouTube. And I was just giving my honest opinion. But on the show, you give your antics. But if you do that on your YouTube, baby, I'm here for it. I just feel as though that you did not really wanted to do YouTube. I feel as though your heart wasn't into being a YouTuber. That's how I felt, and I just gave my honest opinion. Now, I wish that you would have said, "Okay, Wiley was wrong about it," and you know, I'm always shady, and I always say that, but I was just giving my honest opinion about the situation. That's just how I talk.
No, you always give your most biased opinion when it comes to me because of your affiliation or non-affiliation or whatever you and Armon had. You always give me the short end of the stick. You feel like I took your spot or something like that. You used to say something like, oh, that should be me. Or if I was sitting there, the show would be so much better.
I was just giving my honest opinion to King Payne. And you know
Do you still feel that way?
I was just giving my...
Do you still feel that way? Do you still feel like if you were sitting here, the show would be better?
I'm saying that I'm talented, and I feel like I'm going to say this, I was more so speaking with our chemistry that I had with your friend. It's just a great chemistry that we had. Even on Facebook, the stuff that we would do on Facebook, it was just a great chemistry. That's all I was saying.
You used to be pulling the stunts too. You used to come out with your lip gloss and what else you used to do with your glasses? You used to be adjusting them all on the camera.
Yes, you have to. It's not easy being a cockeyed blogger. So, so you have to do other things so people will be interested in you. And I get it. So I do different antics and stuff like that when I first started out. But I will tell you this, I'm glad that we having this conversation because I never wanted to think that we could never talk because you seem to me as a nice guy. I just saw like we never knew each other. We were just on the internet just roasting and gagging. But I'm like, King probably would be someone that I would sit and talk to because he seems to be a good guy, entrepreneur, and you know what I'm saying?
You hate me, girl. You hate me, girl. I done heard you say it at least 4 or 5 different times.
I don't hate you. I don't hate you. Why you say hate you?
I heard you say on station here that you hate. I hate his fat ass. That's what you said. You said I hate his fat ass. You be talking shit, girl. You be talking shit.
In reality, I'm just doing that to compete with the audience. I'm and stuff like that. But I don't hate you. We never met. That's foolish of me to say I hate you and we never met. That's kind of foolish. I don't hate you. I just said it because it just made sense. Because you talked about me a lot. You talked about my green screen, about me having the place in the green screen, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, girl, you have to honestly admit that when I say those things, it inspires you to change your platform and to go harder. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's business. This is competition. If somebody's calling you out, you know, you didn't step to. I see you over there with your green screens. You know what I'm saying? Like you be doing shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like beach. It's because of the friendly or whatever, non-friendly, whatever you want to call this. You know what I'm saying? This debacle right here. You know what I'm saying? It's because we was pushing each other to fucking do better. It's right. Like, okay, you got to do better, bitch, because I see your flaws. Your flaws is sticking out.
After your series, I've literally learned not to have alcoholics in my home. I've learned a lot of good lessons. I'm in a new place, and I said, ain't nobody coming in with alcoholics. Ain't nobody coming in there. And I know recently you just interviewed, I think, my roommate ex-girlfriend, and there was some allegations coming on that I sucked his peen and all of that. But I want to be crystal clear. If I sucked his peen, they weren't in no relationship. If I did that.
But that still goes against the bro code, Wiley.
Well, you
can't fuck with your roommate's ex or your friend's ex or none of the exes.
Bro code, if you want to talk about bro code, is when we bros. If we're just roommate, just as a business, that's not a bro code. I'm gonna just be crystal clear. And they wasn't in a relationship.
That's bad business, Wiley. You can't be fucking your roommate's man.
They was not in no relationship. If I did do that, okay.
I'm just saying that's bad business. It's just bad business. You can't be doing that, Greg.
I gotta let you know that I have a celebrity because people they want to make videos or they want to respond because it's dealing with Wiley. So at a hard time, it gives you that he wanted to be a celebrity and that I dealt with Wiley and all that. So that let me know that I do have some type of celebrity and that's what I need to live alone so I don't go through these problems anymore. But he made
Yeah, isn't you doing some reality show right now?
I'm not going to speak on what I'm doing. Just like you didn't speak on what you was doing, okay? You didn't tell us what you was doing, Chase to LA. I want to tell you this though. When you did Chase LA, I saw the interview you did with your friend. Oh, it's other people that's been begging for years to be on these shows. I'm like, I hope that wasn't towards me because I never begged.
Oh, girl, you know that was towards you. And I didn't say big. I said it was your dream to be on the show. Back when I first got on YouTube, you was doing like chasing reviews or something. I seen you doing something, and I didn't know what it was, but I heard you say that it was your dream to be on the Chasing Me Out of the Show. So when I got it, I was like, girl, Wiley probably at home. Throw it up, girl. Wiley at home. Stick to his fucking thing. Wiley is over it, girl.
And that's what I know I have powers in my words that I'm speaking. I do that to hype the show up. Oh, it's my dream to be a part of it. I'm just an interviewer. I was a part of the show when they played different on my interview clips. That's great. But do I want to be on the show? The answer would be no. I don't need it because I'm already on YouTube and I already have a show. Now, if it's something else, if other business, if I'm EP or something or coming in doing that, then I would probably do on the business side. But me being a cast member, I already do the Wiley Show. So when I come on, I say, oh, it's my dream to be on Chasing Reality. I do it to hype it up because because I'm reviewing the show. And we were on there for Chasing Atlanta. They posted clips of our interviews. And also they did it again in Chasing Atlanta with Oliver. So we had our moments and it was awesome.
That was something, yeah. It was like that's just like being on the show.
It's just like being on the show. So I'm like, if I really want to do it, just talk about the interviews. That's another way to get on. And I think it's great. But I do love you on the show. I wasn't jealous of you. I was happy for you because you pretty much carrying the show, in my honest opinion. I don't know if I should say that publicly, but it's like you carry that show because let's be crystal clear. The other cast members, even when they talk about their jobs, they kind of boring because you coming in with a dustpan, a broom, with a fan, talking about people dragging, and they trying to call in talking about their jobs. But I do want to ask you though, when will we see you in your business showing your hair salon and all that? Because we don't see that part yet. Are we going to see
Well, I just moved to LA and the whole corona and stuff. So I put a hair shop in my 2-bedroom condo that I have in LA. So I've been doing hair from the house. Had I known that, we was doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? I could have showed that. But, I do have a shop out here in San Francisco. And, I also have my lounge out here. So, I could have showed that also. But actually, they were supposed to come out here at the beginning of the season, and then something happened, and they actually didn't come out here to film, like out here, because they were going to come out here and film me at the shop and in the studio and all the stuff, with the artists that I manage and all the stuff. So they were going to do that, but something happened, so we didn't. But you do see me in the studio on the show. Exercising my skills. You're also going to see my hair products on the show. I actually launched them on the show, so be on the lookout for that. And then, I'm a content creator, so I'm keeping it lit. The Lituation is my brand, so, I just figure as long as I go out and I be myself, that, it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. It's lit. It's up and it's up.
I'm seeing that, and I know one of your songs is "Money on the Floor." Definitely is a TikTok song, and you definitely do that TikTok video because I did check your interview out. He was like, "Oh, I think this should be on TikTok." You should definitely do it because do it with the antics, money on the floor, get your broom, sweeping up the money, and all that. It's so much that you can do for that particular song because it is a TikTok song.
Yeah, it's already on TikTok. It's already on TikTok. I just need to make a video. Anybody out there want to make a video to it, go ahead, pull it up. The Official King Pain is on TikTok and all streaming platforms. Okay, my song "The Way I Twerk" just hit 10K, 10,000 streams on Spotify. Check that out. And "Money on the Floor" is at about 8,000 streams on Spotify and 3,000 streams on YouTube. So check them out. Check them out.
I want to ask.
Okay. Shout out to everybody listening to my music.
I'm glad that you're doing music again. In this particular interview, I always wanted to ask you your relationship. I heard that you like the trade, that you don't like gay, like feminine guys. So take us there. Do you like the trade boys? I heard. Is that true?
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what I'm into. I wouldn't say trade, but I just like masculine acting men, you know what I'm saying, who know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, basically just the ones that like me. Okay? And that's just on period.
And I heard
The only thing
also.
I need you to know is that you like me. Okay, that's just on period.
So I did. I
Who is
heard
that?
the thuggish, like the gangster type clubs, like the clubs that you go to. You love them rough end clubs. Is that true that you like to be in that type of hood type?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's where the trade resides. Where the trade resides. Where the trade resides. You know, that's where I like to go. I go to, the straight club. I mean, LGBT clubs as well. Most people like friends, but if I'm going out by myself, I go to the straight clubs. And a lot of my friends, I'd say, a majority of my friends are straight, heterosexual
Wow.
people. Hmm.
And you wearing your crown just all about. Do you have your fan? You be fanning around them?
It's in the other location. It's in LA right now. I'm in San Francisco, so it's not here.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I was looking for my dust. I couldn't find that damn thing, so I had to get my handy dandy broomstick out. Okay.
With that, because you be some about people be dusty and all that type of stuff. So that's how you feel about people. You said I was dusty and don't dust because I would be in the chat and you would be having your
You
little.
was being very dusty. You were being very dusty at times, and I just have to call it out. You know what I'm saying? I just have to call it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? You probably thought I was being dusty at times. I think you said something about me having dusty dreads. It's the same thing. It's shade. It's shade. That's just the type of shade that I throw. When I say people dusty, people laugh. So I'm like, girl, ain't no rusty, dusty, musty, crusty, raggedy, a pussy hoes alive. You know what I'm saying? And it's just on period.
Shocked that you reached out because I was going to reach out to you, but I was nervous because I didn't know if you wanted to do the show, and I was nervous about this. So when you reached out, I was honored. I was like, wow, he is a, I think that he's kind of good, and I think this would be great for the culture to see people that come together and be and just like boom and do a show. I think that's awesome.
Well, I reached out to you for two reasons. I reached out to you because I couldn't have you dragging the show all season because I'm on it. And then I reached out to you because a lot of the girls from the show and in the comment was like, oh, who is King Payne? What does he do? Why is he on the show? And I'm like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Not only did I put in my work on the show to be on the cast, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of work being a cast member, but I put in my work before I even got on the show as a content creator right here on YouTube in these YouTube streets. And it's about time that these girls put some respect on our names as content creators. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, we get thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about celebrities and their music, we push their shit. We make them popping. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that come up with the challenges and make them hit billboards and all the things. We the real movers and the shakers. I put in my work. So it's time for these girls not only to put respect on my name, but all of us as content creators. YouTube is the new TV. And that's
I
just on period.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, okay, I see what you bro. How did your life change being on Chase LA? Have you gotten more DMs? Have people want to reach out to you? How are you receiving the love on Chase after you got on Chase LA? How is you receiving the love? I mean, how is the response you being on the show?
I've been getting a good response. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking for my man. My man hasn't sent it to my DM yet. I'm still accepting applications. Very much so inbox me. I'm very much so single. Okay, on period. And I'm just looking to be held down by a real one. Okay, and that's just no her. But yeah, my following has increased. On YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. Missy Elliott started following me. Shout out to Missy Elliott, because they've been referring to me as Missy Elliott on the show. So shout out to you dusty hoes, because now Missy Elliott follows me. Okay, I guess she thinks I'm super duper fly too. Okay, but yeah, people have been sliding in my DM mostly for interviews and stuff like that. But I'm looking for my mans. Okay.
To see you link up with Jaguar Wright, I was really shocked because she beat with your friend, she called your friend out, but I was shocked to see it. So take us there. How did you link up? Why did you link up with her?
Well, I was covering the story, and somebody had leaked her phone number, and I just called to see if it was real, and it was real. So and she was expressing to me how she wanted to apologize to her mom. So I kind of I grilled her on that, like, what happened, what I'm saying, like, what's going on. And she kind of said that she just got caught up in the Tasha K stuff, and she kind of regrets it because it kind of made people look at her differently working with Tasha K, because before, everybody thought that she couldn't tell no lies, and then after sitting with Tasha K, it's like people started questioning her motives, and then after she sat with Tasha K, it's like she started coming for Armon. The same thing with Auntie Hammy, and the same thing with a lot of people that go sit with her. So I don't know if there's some behind the scene conversations that are happening.
Let's be clear though. She actually dragged Armon first before she went on Tasha K's show, and that's Jaguar Wright. I saw the video when she was on the big screen. She dragged him, so she did that before she even got on Tasha K's show. I just think that piece to make it say even you even started dragging.
Well, she felt some type of way about people not believing her and her truth. So she apologized for it. We're all adults. So I mean, it is what it is. I talked to Armon about it. So it's business. He didn't have any issues, so it is what it is. I talked to him about coming on this show, and it's just business. I'm my own brand. I'm my own entity. He's his own brand and entity. As long as
he gonna tell you not to do it. So I'm glad you cleared it up.
Oh yeah, no. We definitely talk. We talk about everything. Like, that's literally my best friend. Like this, we didn't meet on YouTube. He's been my friend since elementary school. So when I meet people on YouTube, when people reach out to me for interviews, we talk.
All right. I want to say thank you, Official King Payne. You guys every single week, and he is the breakout star of the show. You're one of the leading members. I thought it was going to be Jeremy. I like Jeremy, don't get me wrong, but he didn't deliver in these first episodes. You delivered. Okay, with the power.
Okay.
And then Official King Payne came in and did what you did.
Okay, don't even need 3. All you need is Official King Payne. I was like, girl, at this point, I don't know who my friends are. You know what I'm saying? Because I came on the show. If you watch, and you listen to what I'm saying, because a lot of people who watch the shows and they think they know us. But and I watch the show, and I'm cool with the way that I'm being represented. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not upset at all, because if you listen to what I'm saying, those are my true feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are putting words in my mouth, but I'm like, if you run the clips back, you don't know what I said. But I was going to LA honestly to look for friends, and I gave everybody an opportunity on the show to be my friend. Like, I really went into the situation being open, and non-judgmental. I gave everybody, an honest chance. You know what I'm saying? Some people fucked it up on the first day, uh, but at this point, with the show being out, and watching a lot of these interviews back, and just seeing how people, I feel like some people are just doing things for clout, clicks, and views. You know what I'm saying? For attention, trying to relate to everything. And I just don't like it. There's some things that you don't do to people if they're your friends. If I'm your friend, you know what I'm saying, you don't get on YouTube and allow somebody to drag me. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here with you and do this interview and allow you to drag our mom, or allow you to get his name wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing people go on these interviews who I consider my friend, and they're allowing people to get my name wrong, and they're allowing people to shade me. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing about it is they're only calling you for this interview because they don't like me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people are getting interviews only in spite of me, because I done shook the fucking YouTube streets up so much. You know what I'm saying? I got so much hate out there, you know what I'm saying, that these girls are getting interviews in spite of me, and they don't even realize. Like, anytime you go on a show and the host asks you more than one question about another cast member, the interview is not about you, baby. It's about the official King Pang. Every other question he asks you is about the official King Pang. Kind of like the other night when we were supposed to interview, no shade, I'm just saying, you had Hershey on here, okay? And every other question, no shade, was about me. I was like, girl, Hershey, you can't see that he's not interested in you, baby girl. He only called you. He only called you to talk about the official King Pang, okay?
In Hershey, but Hershey was in. I wanted her to give me some backstory or why you were saying what you were saying. So I had to ask. I think that is what it is. You came for that spot, so of course your name was gonna ring. We don't know how it's gonna be in the remainder of the season, but the first two episodes, you dominated.
I mean, I just felt like you should have been asking her about her drag, how she does it, how she's living, where she get her money from.
We asked her about her shows, and it was a great interview. It was. We asked her about her shows, but we had to bring up what did she think about your antics and all of that, and the whole thing when he said y'all both black, y'all both dark skinned, y'all both ugly. That was very controversial, so I had to bring that up. So we had to do it.
And what did you think about that? They both black, they both ugly.
I think that I didn't know all of the backstory, and I didn't see a problem with it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is funny. I didn't think he was a colorist because he's dark himself. Because y'all not ugly. You and the other person, y'all not ugly people. Y'all beautiful.
I'm not even gonna let you do that because Andre looked like an alien versus predator. No, okay, he looked like a mix.
Andre's cute. He's a cutie. I would actually date somebody like Andre. No shade, because he.
Ooh, I'm sure you would.
I would date somebody like I like. And Fran is my person. Fran, that's my type. Actually, okay, I'm not gonna go into details about that. But yeah, Fran is my type.
Fran is actually a cool person outside of being around Andre. When she's not around Andre, she's a gem. But when she's with Andre, they you know what I'm saying? They like two peas in a pod, flea and tick. They just start. You know what I'm saying? Girl, and then Andre gets doing his arms like this and thinking he's somebody. Like, girl,
he is. He's booked and busy. Like, Andre does his work. And I had a friend that hit me up that lives in California, and he said Andre does great work. And he's Andre
has 4 subscribers right here on YouTube.
But he does business outside of YouTube.
Okay, but you would think that if you're so popular that you would be able to garner more than 4 subscribers on YouTube, and one of them is the official King Pang. That means he had 3 subscribers before I Googled him. Okay, so I'm just saying.
They say Fran don't have that many Instagram followers. 8 followers.
But she had 300 something at 3. I mean, even if he had 300 something on YouTube, he's been allegedly styling our favorite stylist These are his words. For 10 years now. He's had his YouTube channel for about 10 years. Some of those interviews are 10 years old. Okay. And it's not hitting. It's not hitting. It's not hitting. You know what it's like to not hit for 10 years, Wiley. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that, he doesn't have the...
I understand what you're saying. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? You have to be consistent. And the reason why, you have to, because I started and I have never been consistent. I've been consistent now, but you have to be consistent when you do this. It's hard. This is hard work.
I just feel like you have to do a lot more than fluff and fold. You could go work at Old Navy if you want to fluff and fold clothes. You know what I'm saying? You could go style some mannequins if you want to be a stylist. You ain't making no money, nor are you that set apart from anybody on the show. If you need one of us to book you for you to be working. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing, like, what are you doing, sis? Like, you get on a show. And the reason that me and Andre got into it like that is because she got in the show thinking that she's so much better than everybody and she's living her dream, and she would stand above the whole cast and start doing her arms like this and, like, oh, I'm living my dream. You guys are all chasing your dream. And whenever she stood up, girl, I was standing up because I don't do the bitches standing up above me. I don't do the girls putting their hands in my face and all of that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who you think you are. Who dick you suck to get on this show. You know what I'm saying? But
nobody. I think that she got.
We on the same. My point is, we on the same show. How you so much better?
Well, y'all all characters too. You can't talk about her characters. You do characters and all the antics as well. So y'all both do characters there. But Andre is a cutie. And
now they're trying to say the reason that she was so nasty and salacious that first night is because she was drunk. Yeah, blame it on the liquor. But at the end of the day, we all grown. We all grown. And I don't know. The reason I say that she got it in good with somebody on production or the editor or somebody, or she done sent in some note or something telling them not to play certain parts, because the things that she was saying, she was fat shaming, she was trans shaming, she was black shaming, she was saying so many nasty things. Like, she was just so low vibrational that day. Like she was really, like, if anybody was searching for a moment that day, it was Miss Andre. I'm telling you, disgusting. One of the most disgusting individuals I've never met in my life. You said what?
Are you going to start a series, Surviving Andre?
Well, I mean, if he wants that smoke, I'm not against it.
Oh my gosh. You and Andre will be cool. Y'all will be cool friends.
And I've actually sat down with Andre outside of the cameras. We had lunch together before, and he's actually pretty cool. But, he's very fake. Even the things that we discussed at the lunch, he never came through on anything that he said. He was supposed to reach out to me. He was supposed to add me on Instagram. He never added me. He never reached out to me. You know what I'm saying? We never came to a resolution, which, led me to believe that he wants all the smoke. And I'm here to extinguish his ass. And that's just on period. Periana to the period.
I want to ask you this question really quickly. When people dish your friend and they say stuff towards Armon, do you feel as though it's your duty to beef with that person?
If you have a problem with Armon, you have a problem with me. And that's just on period. And I will hope that it will be the same way with him. But yeah, that's just that on that. Like, I don't like people talking about my friends. He never asked me to come for anybody who talked about him. But I just felt like it was good content. And I was new to YouTube, and his platform was larger, and he was growing faster, and it was like, you don't need to be in all of this. You need to focus on your content. I'll address these dusty hoes. And that's why I came out with my duster, and I started addressing all the dusty bitches that came for Armon. So that's where that came from, because I just felt like he needed to focus on YouTube. out of me and Armon, YouTube is really his dream. You know what I'm saying? It's more of his goal. You know what I'm saying? He kind of brought me out like, because I've always wanted to be an artist. He was like, this is a way. Like he showed me another way to break into music. You know what I'm saying? Queen Naija, she's a content creator on YouTube, and she's a phenomenal artist. You know what I'm saying? So many people go through YouTube to become artists and to become different things. I'm not only doing music now I'm acting. I'm on a web series. Like YouTube has done so much for me. So to say that I don't want to be a YouTuber is like, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Because I really appreciate all that YouTube has done for me. And, and my fans, like this is a way for me to connect with my audience. That's what I love about YouTube is that as an artist, this connects me to my audience, and and it's providing me with the income that I need to focus on my craft. And as I grow, you know what I'm saying, the more and more focus that I will have, you know what I'm saying, because as that money start coming in, you know what I'm saying, I could do more music, I could do more content, but until that time, I still have to get that money off the floor. I still got to go to work. You work, you know what I'm saying? Like YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Don't pay all the bills,
It doesn't. And for me, even though YouTube can be really nice creatively, I just every day you want here looking for another. You got to go get your content, get your content, get your content. It gets draining, and I'm like, I don't want to do it like all the time. I need to be around other people and get outside the house and all of that. So that's another piece. But King Payne, I just want to thank you for coming on the show for first time in history. Many people thought that we would never sit in the same place to do an interview, but we here. So thank you. If anybody want to find out more information, how can I get in contact with you and also with your music as well?
Absolutely. Well, if you want to fill out the boyfriend application, just go onto my Instagram at the official King Payne, right? If you want to book me for an interview, hit me up via email at theofficialkingpayne@gmail.com. If you're looking for my resume, check out my website, okay? I can't be out here beefing with girls with no website, okay? My website is theofficialkingpayne.net. There you will see my producing credits. There you will see my hair products. There you will see my music. It'll give you links to my Instagram, everything. Like everything about The Official King Payne is right there at theofficialkingpayne.net. And make sure you subscribe to me right here on YouTube at The Official King Payne and subscribe to my backup channel, The Lituation, okay? And that's just on period because it's up from here.
I want to see you more on the Gentleman's Club. You're like, you don't want to do that no more.
Yes, and follow me on the Gentleman's Panel. The Gentleman's Panel is actually, I'm still doing the Gentleman's Panel. See what's going on right now. I'm so glad that you brought it up because I had no idea of knowing that the Gentleman's Panel was going to fall on the same day as the premiere of the Chasing Reality series. So right now I'm on a sort of hiatus of some sorts.
Okay.
But after, the series come out, I'm going to be back. But, whenever time permits, I'll be on the show. But we're actually, the show, we're revamping the show. We're getting new everything. Everything is going to be new. And you guys are going to be really excited about the changes to the Gentleman's Panel. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the Gentleman's Panel, okay, because we have our own channel on YouTube now. Okay, the Gentleman's Panel right here on YouTube. Okay, yes. Subscribe.
Yes, thank you so very much for coming on, King Payne. Thank you. And when I come to California, we have to link up. And maybe.
Okay, Reed. You still smoke weed?
I still smoke weed. Not now. Not now, I would say, but California. I want to definitely, sit and talk with you, be out with you, because I'm a nice person. I'm a nice guy outside of this YouTube stuff. Because I'm like, hello, I'm really nice. I'm not the YouTube. You got to have.
I believe you.
Views, So I love that.
I believe you.
Became on. So this is great.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad that you're not really that. I'm glad that you understand that this is business, and you knew it was nothing personal. You was throwing your shade, I was throwing my shade, and at the end of the day, it's I don't want to say it's about money, but it's about what we do as content creators. We try to monetize off our content. I noticed that when I did the first episode in the series, that it did numbers. So I was like, well, girl. Let me do episode 2. You know what I'm saying? Let me do an episode, because it was a back and forth type of thing. You will respond. I mean, if we go back for our responses and you retitle all of your responses to me as Surviving the Official Campaign, episode 1, girl, you have just as many episodes as me. That's really.
I don't want to do that because I just don't. And I get stuff in my DMs. I just refuse to do that because
I ain't got nothing.
I just refuse to do it, and you can't come back from that. I would never do nothing like that to
yeah.
it.
I mean, and there's things that I got about you that I didn't put out because, of my integrity as a person. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I got receipts and, things like that. If I was like, girl, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's beyond me. I would go with what other people said. Like, I would literally just, whatever these people said and came on and said, I would go with that. But, because it's a victim statement. Like, how I'm going to say that they're lying. I don't know if they're lying or not. This is their testimony. So, you know what I'm saying? So I will only say things that I heard. But, I would get inbox things, you know what I'm saying, receipts or what have you. And I just wouldn't go with them because I was like, girl, this is too much.
But they want stuff for a platform. And these people that be talking, you got to hear, they want platform. They want clout. And the Wiley Show is still the Wiley Show. I'm still blessed. Doors are open up for our show. We have other projects working. I'm still blessed. I still have an awesome relationship, one of the best content creators in the business. We're really great. So I'm a good guy. And I'm
not talking about. Who's talking about Tasha K?
Not just Tasha K. A lot of people that I'm friends with, that I'm cool with.
You said one of the best.
I will tell you this: Tasha K is a blessing to me. Blessing, like the opportunity.
What's she doing for you?
But I will tell you this, Official Campaign, because of the problems that I had with your friend and how I did it and how I dragged and I said what I said. I learned that if I have a disagreement, that I don't take it publicly. Don't talk about it publicly. Try to resolve it privately. If you need your space,
I don't feel like Tasha K is your friend.
I don't.
Tasha K is just using you to get to Armon.
No, it's not that. We don't talk about that at all. We don't. She's a bless. And if I tell you what she have been doing for me, how she been a blessing to me, she have been nothing but a blessing. Her husband been nothing but a blessing. It's just been a blessing.
Oh yeah, because I heard he like little boys.
No, that's not the truth. You see what I'm saying, King Bang? That's not the truth. These are
I'm just saying what I heard when you're good.
These are just
I don't know.
These are just good.
He ain't being me.
I feel like once you learn and meet people outside of YouTube, you learn them and all this stuff. That's why I don't run with all that stuff. They're just awesome, good people, and they just been a blessing to me. And I know I get people that say, "Oh, this one is doing better than you," and all that. That don't bother me because I thank God for the 300. Because when I started YouTube, baby, I had 1 viewer, 2. I'm talking about when I started Blog Talk Radio. 1 listener, 2 listeners, 3 listeners. So getting 300, baby, that's 3 million. So it's just a blessing for me to have a platform. But I just want to say thank you to the people that I have met, and they have been nothing but a blessing to me. And thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me. Thank you for being so professional. It's been lit today. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time. No shame.
Yes. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Are you going to do an after show on Chase LA as when Hershey did one? Are they going to do one with you?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my moment. But today I'm going to have Alicia Love on the show at 7:00. And we're going to talk about the breakdown. We're breaking down the episodes. There's a lot of things that you guys missed, a lot of things that you didn't see. We're actually, breaking a lot of rules and hanging out with each other almost every day, after, recording and stuff. So a lot of things transpire. People will come out and they will bring home, the things that happen on set. So
yeah,
it was a lot of craziness that was not filmed. So make sure you guys come over to my channel after this at 7. p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think that's 9
Like,
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
yes.
Yes. Come over and check it out and see what Tia Alicia has to spill. Okay.
Thank you so much, Official King Pay. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, that was lovely, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I just want to thank him for coming on the show and showing love and all of this. We will do an after show on Station Head. So if you want to call in on Station Head. We will have the after show over there. Get your app together. Send a request to speak to us if you want to do and give a commentary, or if you want to make a comment. We will not open up the phone lines for this particular interview because I just want this just to be the interview. And then on Station Head, if you want to call in, send a request. If you are a music artist, if you have music that you want me to play on Station Head, this is the time that you send your request. So if you want to call in and speak on the duo, I want to give a special shout out to the Official Kingpin. I want to also give a special shout out for him coming on the show. Special shout out to Chase LA. Special shout out to Q. And I just want to thank y'all so very much. So we will do the after show on Station Head. Okay. Also, too, we will give y'all an update on Patreon. You guys will be seeing me tape some stuff for my documentary and all of that on Patreon. That's going to be coming doing the pipeline as well. So I'm gonna give y'all another update on Patreon. It's gonna be kind of, I'm gonna give y'all another update. Don't forget that we will be in Atlanta on the May 14th, 15th, and 16th. We'll be in Atlanta. I'll also be in Chicago. So if you're in Atlanta, if you want to meet me, you can meet me on that Saturday during the day, because or we can go out to the club after the Monique show. So just hit me up in a DM. And I also will be in Chicago. So I will see y'all over there on Station Head after show over there. Bring your questions. Tell us how we did. If you want to drag me. Y'all know what y'all do. If you're a new listener, subscribe to our show. Thank you so very much. Welcome. If you are a new person, thank you. I want to say shout out to the new people, and I can't wait to continue to talk about Chase LA because I think Chase LA is an awesome show. I will see y'all over there on Station Head. Bye-bye. I want to call in. They're going to call it on Station Head. All in on Station Head. Head to Station Head.